And then tomorrow night, mostly clear, brisk, and cold with a low of 39 degrees. Looking to Friday, starting the weekend, not bad. Sunny, breezy, still cool, though, with a high around 60 degrees. Right now, it's 54 degrees out. Good afternoon. I'm Larry Mullins. When's news time at the Tone? 4:30.
Good afternoon. I'm Lori Madden. A living wage is out of reach for many. A new study looks at how American families survive, or barely survive, paycheck to paycheck. Wage many people earn does not nearly cover the amount needed for basic necessities. Researchers found a typical household with one adult or two kids needs to make $35.80 an hour to cover food, housing, healthcare, and childcare costs. Yet the federal minimum wage is a far lower $7.25 an hour. Correspondent Mona Kosa Abdi, the numbers come from the 2022 County Health Rankings report. They were shared with ABC News, which said the report said the rankings found that during the pandemic, the lack of affordable child care forced parents, especially women, out of the workforce, and also at child care providers who were disproportionately women, which harmed families and communities' well-being. News time 4:31, time for traffic in transit with Greg Rice.
Laura, let's go back towards the George Washington Bridge. The outbound lower level starting to get affected by a crash right off of the bridge on Route 4 West over Myrtle Avenue and Englewood. That's got the right lane knocked down, and that's why right off of the lower level, things are getting dicey in a hurry. The outbound upper level just doesn't treat you nearly as bad at this hour. Citybound George is fine, and trying to leave city limits, there is no good option. Southbound Deegan, northbound West Side, they are no shortcut home. Well, there is no easy way out. Citybound side of the George, good enough to the upper and lower as we repeat. Lincoln Tunnel into the city, that's about 10 minutes. Outbound Lincoln, though, that's about 30 to 40, 45 plus at the outbound Holland, no more than 10 in. Whitestone awful either way, not as bad in either direction at the Throsneck, so given the choice, you do that as the RFK is starting to get a whole lot worse right now in either direction. FDR Drive southbound at East 53rd, still a stall in the right lane to mess from the RFK northbound. Bunched up on the FDR from Waterside Plaza pretty much all the way to the George Washington Bridge. Belton Queens eastbound side getting out towards the area of Sunrise Highway. That three-car crash in the right lane is still there, and so is all the traffic back past Kennedy Airport. Traffic is sponsored by Bath Fitter. I'm Greg Rice. Our next report at 4:41 on 1010 Wins.
Lee Harris here. 2022 is the year to remodel your bath with the experts at Bath Fitter in as little as one day with one installer. You'll get a high-quality bath remodel that's guaranteed for as long as you own your home. Start designing your new bath at bathfitterdesign.com and get 0% interest now.
Now the AccuWeather 4-day forecast. Here is meteorologist Dave Bowers.
Well, that forecast involves a lot of wind here for a few more days. This is courtesy of the storm over the Canadian Maritimes and a big ridge of high pressure back over Lake Superior. And right now that's kicking the wind at 25, gusting almost 40 miles an hour. And it stays pretty windy right on through the night, making temperatures which will end up in the upper 30s feel like you're down in the 20s. So definitely a bundle-up night. It does clear, and then tomorrow lots of sunshine, but still blustery. High only 54 degrees. Friday, pretty similar. It does get a little milder, but still a gusty breeze with lots of sunshine and a high about 60. Over the weekend, though, the high is finally overhead, so we'll have less wind and lots of sunshine. So Saturday's a beautiful day with a high of 64, and Sunday a little sunshine, high 68. Right now we have 54 and a partly sunny sky in Central Park with that northwest wind at 25 miles an hour. Repeating the current temperature, 54, going down to 38 in Midtown. I'm meteorologist Dave Bowers on New York's weather station, 1010 Winds.
No matter the weather, it's a perfect day to consider getting a COVID-19 booster as recommended by the CDC. Brought to you by BioNTech and Pfizer.
Wednesday time 4:33. House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy told colleagues today he never asked former President Donald Trump to resign in the wake of the January 6th insurrection. McCarthy's comments came after the New York Times posted audio of him telling Congresswoman Liz Cheney he was thinking of doing just that because he thought a resolution would pass that would remove Trump from office ultimately.
The only discussion I would have with him is that I think this will pass. And it would be my recommendation we should resign. I mean, that would be my take, but I don't think he would take it.
According to the Republicans in the room today, McCarthy got a standing ovation and told the caucus he never asked Trump to step down. The House Select Committee investigating the attack on the Capitol is considering sending a second request to Kevin McCarthy to appear for an interview. Russian President Vladimir Putin says his aims in Ukraine will be achieved. He told Parliament that the tasks of the special military operation we are conducting in the Donbas and Ukraine will be unconditionally fulfilled. Russia, meanwhile, is cutting natural gas off to NATO members Poland and Bulgaria and threatened to disconnect even more nations. European leaders described the move as blackmail. The move came after the U.S. and other Western nations vowed to ramp up military aid to Ukraine. And while European nations grapple with some choices about energy going forward, Italy is launching what it calls Operation Thermostat.
Do we want peace or do we want air conditioning? Italy's Prime Minister Mario Draghi asked earlier this month, referring to Italy's dependency on Russian gas, where it gets 40% of its total supply. But weaning itself off Russian gas means reducing energy consumption. Hence the plan to limit air conditioning in schools and public offices to no lower than 25 degrees Celsius or 77 Fahrenheit, and to put a cap on heating at 21 Celsius or 70 Fahrenheit. Authorities here say with energy savings, renewables, and gas from other countries, Italy could do without Russia by 2024. Megan Williams, ABC News, Rome.
Despite the current relationship between Washington and Moscow, Russia and the U.S. carried out a prisoner swap.
Given Moscow's invasion of Ukraine, the relationship between the United States and Russia is at a decades-long low. Retired Marine Trevor Reed had already been imprisoned on charges of assaulting a police officer since 2019. But John Sullivan, the U.S. ambassador to Russia, called the allegations spurious.
The evidence at his trial was so flimsy that spectators and even court personnel laughed at the proceedings.
It was Trevor Reed's failing health that intensified Washington's interest in getting him home. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Winds Nissan 436. Pete Davidson has Bupkis. Tinted Winds Entertainment is next.
Only Wendy's serves a better breakfast with a better biscuit. Our hot buttery breakfast biscuits are loaded with a fresh cracked egg, cheese, and your choice of bacon or sausage. And right now at Wendy's, they're only $1 each. So don't take a chance with those other guys. Bet your buck on a better breakfast with Wendy's bacon or sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Limited time only. Participating Wendy's offer only applies to bacon or sausage, egg, and cheese biscuits. Limit 5 qualifying items per transaction and per person per day. Not valid in a combo.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-933-1022. Reputation Defender is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-933-1022 for free advice on your situation. That's 800-933-1022.
Winds Nissan 438. Now, 1010 Winds Entertainment, sponsored by ENT and Allergy in affiliation with Mount Sinai. When he's not finding a place to dock his new Staten Island ferry.
We got a ferry! The windowless van of the sea.
Pete Davidson will be rehearsing for his new series called Bupkis. The Hollywood Reporter says the semi-autobiographical series will stream on Peacock. Davidson will be one of the writers. He will also executive produce alongside Saturday Night Live's executive producer, Lorne Michaels. A message to Star Wars fans from Mark Hamill. He says he won't be able to make this year's Star Wars celebration because he's out of the country filming a new movie, Fall of the House of Usher. He'll be on the set through the summer, but he says he wishes everyone a wonderful time. Winds News Time 439.
Lance Jameson is one of thousands of patients who have benefited from the affiliation between ENT and Allergy Associates and the Mount Sinai Hospital.
Lance was suffering from a sinus infection that led him to Dr. Andrew Azer from ENT and Allergy Associates.
Dr. Azer detected that Lance had something more serious going on. Because of ENT and Allergy's unique clinical affiliation with Mount Sinai, Dr. Azer got Lance and his medical records to Mount Sinai within 48 hours.
Dr. Satish Govindaraj of Mount Sinai Hospital performed a biopsy, which confirmed a benign tumor.
Surgery was scheduled that day. The post-surgery report? No evidence of cancer. For Lance, visit entnallergy.com/Mount Sinai. The station you know, the people you trust. 1010 wins.
The News Watch never stops. This is 1010 wins. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good afternoon, 54 degrees at 440. I'm Lori Madden, and here's what's happening. Felony crime, fare evasion, and police patrol. All topics touched on at today's MDA board meeting. Our Julia Papa with a story coming up. A South Jamaica Queens man living in a basement apartment is killed in a fire. The blaze under investigation. Glen with that story. Reports say the special grand jury in the Trump case by the Manhattan District Attorney's Office expires this week and will not be extended. Staying put, a new poll finds that older people are worrying less about aging in place, although there is a wealth and racial divide. Fix your own iPhone. Apple rolls out its self-service repair station online. On Wall Street, the Dow closed up 61 points today. The Nasdaq was down a point. S&P closing up 8 points. 1010 wins AccuWeather says chilly tonight with some patchy clouds. Real feels in the 20s. Sunny and windy tomorrow. High 55 with those real feels in the 30s. Wednesday's time 441. Time for traffic and transit with Greg Rice.
Now, Lori, over to Jersey. Before you even get to the Lincoln Tunnel, you got to get past this. This is a crash on the eastbound side of Route 3 getting over to the Meadowlands. You got a couple of left lanes knocked out of service and a very slow go. Really, with just the right lane open on the eastbound Route 3 near the Meadowlands, it is a standstill all the way on back towards Route 21. 46 eastbound won't be worse at this point. And then once you get there, inbound Lincoln tack on 10. Outbound side of the Lincoln, we're still looking at least 30 plus out of Midtown, 45 to 60 out of Lower Manhattan. Inbound Holland, no more than 10. Citybound George behaves everything outbound some kind of sloppy. Northbound West Side, looks like you got a sidestep, a crash in the 140s. Everything else bad right to the GWB. Whitestone awful either way. Throgs Neck not as bad in either direction. Here's what we see on Long Island's Big 3. We see a crash on the eastbound Long Island Expressway near Jericho Turnpike, blocking the lane and making a bad ride worse all the way back to Queens. On the Northern State Parkway, got some company either way between the Cross Island Parkway and Willis Avenue, and then an eastbound jam to the Wantagh. Southern State westbound side, all sorts of slow over to Wantagh Avenue, again from Newbridge Road to Peninsula Boulevard. Eastbound slows from Hempstead Avenue all the way on out towards Route 110. Traffic and transit every 10 minutes on the ones. Breaking traffic alerts whenever they happen. I'm Greg Rice on 1010 Wins.
A day after the MTA announced a blue ribbon panel that would focus on crime and other issues in the subway, Governor Hochul checked in on today's agency board meeting.
Governor Kathy Hochul wasn't making any predictions as to when crime would go down and when strap hangers would feel safer on the subway. It is the highest priority of my administration, working with the Adams administration. She says the NYPD is doing a good job. She avoided weighing in on Mayor Adams' call for commuters to photograph cops checking their phones instead of platforms. Lisa Daglian of the MTA Citizen Advisory Committee says,
what the mayor's done is open the door to opportunity for every frustrated New Yorker.
Her committee has received such photos and she plans to forward them to the mayor. Juliette Papa, 1010 Wins News.
Wednesday time 443. Police are asking the public for help in identifying a number of men wanted for questioning in connection with a carjacking outside of the Bronx Terminal Market last month. They say the driver of a minivan was hit from behind by another vehicle. 6 men in that vehicle got out, surrounded the minivan, beat up the driver, and then drove away with the minivan. There has been 1 arrest. Police are looking for 5 other people. They have posted surveillance video. An investigation is underway into a deadly fire in South Jamaica, Queens. Our Glen with the story.
Fire marshals look to determine the cause of this blaze that killed 61-year-old Colin Cyrus. Police are also here at the scene. They are saying this: where Cyrus was found was an illegal apartment in the basement of this multi-family home here on Bedell Street. This woman who didn't want to be identified lived in the house.
There's a lot of smoke and everybody like panicking just to make sure everybody was out safely. But we didn't know that he was still in the house. Right now, I'm in shock. I'm in shock that somebody I just heard 5 seconds ago is no longer here.
In fact, there's another side of this building that is not damaged, but those who live there have been ordered to vacate by the buildings department. Glen 1010 Wins in Jamaica, Queens.
Wednesday time 444.
1877 cars your kids. KARS cars 7 cars for kids. Donate your car today.
To learn more about our program and donate, go to carsforkids.com. That's Cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and maximum tax deduction.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Novo Platform Inc. is a fintech, not a bank. Banking services provided by Middlesex Federal Savings, FA. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
You started a business. So what? You want a parade? Truth is, sometimes you kind of do. That's why Novo celebrates the bravery it took. But not with a parade. With business financial tools that really do make your life easier. Novo is powerfully simple business checking. And unlike the traditional banking model, Novo has no minimum balances, no transaction limits, and no hidden fees. Novo is customized to your business with seamless integrations to Stripe, Shopify, QuickBooks Online, and more. Sign up for Novo for free and join a community of over 150,000 fearless small businesses who found the customizable business checking solution that admires their brave. Sign up for your free business checking account right now at novo.co/prime. Plus, our listeners get access to over $5,000 in perks and discounts. Go to novo.co/prime to sign up for free. novo.co/prime.
With news time 4:46, two Manhasset, Long Island lawyers are accused of paying themselves more than $1 million in funds that were supposed to go to a charitable foundation set up by a deceased client. State Attorney General Letitia James says attorneys Paul P. Marchese, the administrator of the trust, directed that trust to pay their law firm nearly $600,000, and both he and another attorney, Robin Maynard, directed the charity to pay them more than $750,000, but the lawyers say not so fast. Marchese and Maynard